boy, these... Yeah. So I feel like, so far there hasn't really been an episode of Tamers that I would consider, like, quote-unquote, like, bad or rough or whatever. I felt like this batch might have the first one that I kind of felt like, a bit about. Like, legitimately.
I thought they were fine, but...
Yeah. Like, not like, like, definitely nowhere near, like, O2 or anything like that, for sure. Like, just don't get me wrong, but it's like, yeah. Yeah, that last episode. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one.
These 3 episodes are kind of like a little mini arc for Guilmon.
A little, like, mini Takato arc.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, should we just get into it?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to...
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, like, I want to get into. I don't think there is. Because, like, yeah, outside of, like, 2020 stuff, nothing has really been happening. Like,
How far are you in 14?
Oh, yeah, like, so I got to the point where Estinian does the thing.
Yeah, he blows up the pipeline or whatever.
Yeah, the cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just shows how he does the thing. He's like, oh yeah, like, that's gonna use the power of effing Nidhogg to wreck this cannon. And it's like, oh, that's great.
Like, wait, why does Estinian still have Nidhogg's power?
Well, like, I was, like, watching sort of closely, because, like, if you look at his spear, it does have the eye on it.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, he found the eyes. He got the eyes back, and he's like, I can control it now.
Yeah, but it's a dangerous game he's playing.
Oh boy, is it. Oh man, like...
The Estinian's like, nah, I'm gonna use the edgy dragon powers.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I also finally got Ninja up to level 70, so that's something. I finally have a class that's, like, not a tank. That's, getting up to 80. Something outside of Gunbreaker.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, chances are that's probably gonna be ones I'm getting maxed out. Also I should mention, like, I don't know if, like, the scientists from Stormbringers, like, really... Sorry, Stormblood, not Stormbringers. Yeah, that famous, like, FF14 expansion, Heaven's Blood.
But
yeah, like... Yeah, there's, like, a point where it's introduced a random scientist guy with a bunch of weird, like, lenses on the side of his face.
When does that happen?
Yeah, he's just there for, like, a second, like, the cutscene where they're like, oh yeah, like, we have to take this general and give her science juice so she can become stronger.
Oh, okay, so it's literally just some random Garlean.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know, like, how far you are in the Gunbreaker storyline. That dude shows up.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, so I, like, it's this weird thing, because I beat the Gunbreaker storyline, like, first, or at least, the first section of it. So it's like, I was familiar with this guy, I'm like, oh, this is like a crazy Garlean scientist, and he's like, his whole thing is he's like, trying to repent because he's had so many, like, atrocities under his name and stuff, basically.
But you're going back to Stormblood where you first showed up.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, this is the guy, this is the terrible stuff he was talking about. This is where that comes from. It's like, yeah, world building. Love it.
Yeah, they do that a lot, where they'll introduce characters that just bring them into the main plot. Did you know that Estinian is your rival for the Dragoon job quests?
Yeah. Like, I beat Heaven's Word, and then I went back and did the final Dragoon quests. So I, like, got to see, like, Instinion's, like, whole thing, and then I'm over, it's like, oh yeah, like, Instinion's, like, such a crazy, oh, you have to stop him, man, he's too far. And you have to, like, fight him.
Yeah. I've been doing the monk quest line, and you meet up with a guy who's a fighter in the Alamegan Resistance, and he's like, I'm gonna help liberate Alamigo, and I'm gonna fight for the Resistance and beat them all and whatever. And it's like, spoilers, you fixed that problem.
Yeah, oh, we fixed the problem.
Yeah, so I've already fixed the problem, and he's yelling about, like, fighting the Garleans and getting them out of Alamigo.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I already did that.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of, like, other things that have, like, you know, caught my eye about that stuff, because, like, it's like the girl in the Sumner quest seems like, you know, she might be, like, Yishla's, like, sister or something. What's her face?
That's your Yishla's sister.
Yeah. Like, I need to finish, like, the Black Mage quest, because, like, I think there's someone there who is, like, related to Tadaru or something. Like, they had, like, one of their names or whatever. Like, something like that, basically. I was like, oh, okay, is there a connection here? Is Tadaru related to an effing Black Mage?
Maybe. Apparently, Lalafels love being black mages.
Yeah, oh, they
like
love that dark magic.
The entire Thaumaturge guild is populated by by Lalafels.
Honestly, I don't blame them. Like, effing, like, small races in D&D get disadvantaged to wielding heavy weapons. So, like, what are you gonna do? You gonna become a warrior and suck, or are you going to go into the dark arts? Man, just what's on my mind. Like, I forget if I mentioned this, but I was, like, considering the idea of, like, making, like...
Size-changing kobold?
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me about it.
Effing kobold warlock that just fights with an effing greatsword. And I was just looking through things, and it's like, oh, like, lances are also really strong. Like, equally strong in some respects. And they don't have the heavy property. So I could just use a massive F-off lance and it would technically be better. But like that's not Cobalt Berserk though.
I kinda had this idea where I think there's a playable fairy race. And I wanted
I know elves are very fairy-ish.
No, but there's like a literal fairy race. It might be a homebrew thing.
Yeah, cause like I'm trying to think. I don't remember like hearing about anything like that specifically.
5e. I think this is just as like a monster or whatever guide, but like they have different subclasses and everything.
Yeah. I'll have to like look into it because like maybe that is a thing, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, like they have like feats and like stuff about their like they have a whole bunch of cool stuff from what I saw. I thought I saw like a playable version of them somewhere, but
are you thinking of like halflings?
No, it's literal fairy.
Huh. I'll have to like look into that because I have no idea, man.
Yeah, like and it's probably just a homebrew thing. So,
yeah, probably.
But yeah, I was like, it's like a monk fairy somehow.
It's a fairy that just goes around punching people out.
Yeah, I think one of the things is like a dragonfly. I think it was dragonfly that had the cool ability that I saw.
Yeah, this is definitely sounding super homebrew.
Probably.
Oh man.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, Dragonfly, Wee Warrior. You have a reach of 5 feet rather than the reach of 0 that is typical for a tiny creature. You're wielding a weapon of your size, you follow the same rules that small races do.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, that... Yeah, okay, yeah, that's definitely homebrew then.
Yeah, probably.
Because I can't imagine playing, like, an actual, like, player race where your reach is, like, you have to be on top of an enemy.
Well, the other fairy types specialize in, like, magic.
Yeah.
Oh. The butterfly subtype allows allies to fly.
Okay, yeah, that's super homebrew then, because holy crap.
Well, they have to... Okay, so they have to stay within 20 feet of you.
That's not, like, a big downside.
Only lasts for 1 minute.
That's also very generous.
And the target cannot ascend above 10 feet.
Okay, that less so, but still.
You can't fly very high.
You don't get free reign, but you get to move far enough to, like, avoid melee attacks. Oh my god. Alright. So, let's see, anything else we want to get into?
Beetle probably has the least interesting bonus. Heavy Shell, you have a +1 bonus to your armor class when you're unarmored.
Yeah.
You also get a Constitution bonus of 1.
You know what, that's not too bad, like, weirdly enough, maybe. 'Cause, like, I imagine you could apply that to, like, Berserker or something, right?
I don't know.
Like, you know, you make, like, effing, like, Druid and, like, get Stone Skin so it becomes 17, maybe?
Oh, so you just become, like, a really defensive...
Yeah, I could see some uses out of that, honestly.
I like the idea of it, yeah, I think it's super homebrew and doesn't actually...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's literally at the top, it says homebrew page.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's homebrew.
Yeah. I'll post it in the Discord if you want to look at it later.
Yeah. Like, speaking of crazy D&D stuff, you know, there's like a Warlock Patreon you can get that's just effing like Cthulhu.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, allows you to, like, speak to people telepathically, and you, like, you get the ability to summon, like, a tentacle flail.
Nice.
See, like, if I remember right, you don't get, like, that many, like, great benefits off of it outside of, like, you know, weird situational stuff, but, like, yeah, you can do it. You can, like, become the Patreon of, like, a great old one. Which, like, if we have anything else to get into, that leads into Digimon. Because, like, boy, did this episode have some references.
Did it?
Yeah, episode 7. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, because, like...
Maybe I just missed them.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like one that's like, you know, you kind of brought before where it's like, oh yeah, the organization's Hypnos, and that finally comes into play. There's another one that's very subtle, and I looked it up, and it's like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense.
So, because episode 7 was the first of the 3 I watched, it's the one I remember the least, so...
Yeah, oh, that's not gonna help either of us.
All I remember is that Guilmon is weirdly, like, disappearing in this one specific spot.
Yeah, like, first off, Romon is just, like, in Cubimon form, and she just stays like that for a bit at the start.
Yeah, because that's just what happens when you evolve in this series.
But yeah, more importantly, like, yeah.
Maybe it's like a first-time thing.
Yeah, like, so it's because they have control over or whatever. Because that's another thing that gets implied that I'll have to get into later. But yeah, Guilmon starts glitching out.
Yeah, there's the image.
Yeah. He's glitching out, he's like, yo, like, starting to disappear, and Takao just freaks out, and he, like, pulls him away from the location he's at. He's like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, he's like,
And then they go there again later.
He's specifically like, okay, was it just my imagination, or, like, was that a thing? Because he's like, that did not look normal.
Yeah, so he goes to talk to Henry about it.
Yeah, he goes to Henry, and Henry's just like, oh, well, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not, like, as crazy as it seems, right?
Maybe it's not a big deal.
Yeah, maybe it's nothing at all. Maybe you shouldn't even, like, think about it.
Turns out it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, like, there's a moment where Takao's like, oh, maybe if I can get Guilmon to evolve, he'll be able to, like, stay in this world a bit longer. Because that seems to be, like, what might be going on. That, like, yo, Guilmon can't maintain himself in the human world. So while they're, like, worried about that, like, effing Romon just shows up. Like, she just appears in an alleyway, and she's like, oh, hey, like, yo, Digi are attracted to each other because they're meant to fight. And, you know, Takao's like, oh, but, like, crap's going on, so can we not?
Can we just not fight?
Yeah. And you know what? Credits do, they don't fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, Rico, like, you know, allows Takao to just come over to her effing house.
Yeah, they just hang out for a little bit while Takao talks to her about the thought of losing their Digimon.
Yeah, for a second I was, like, certain that it's like, okay, yeah, like, are they gonna, like, consider the idea? Because Rimon can go champion now. Like, is this the moment where Rika's, like, gonna be like, oh, hey, maybe it's time for revenge, and they'll have to talk her down. But it's like, now
I can evolve, I can wreck Guilmon.
I can get back at him. But it's like, no, Rika's, like, just kind of, like, chilled out a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like,
she's still talking like, oh yeah, Digimon are just data and they exist to fight, who cares if they vanish.
Yeah.
She's still talking like that, but she's chilled out a little bit.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, like, I guess in that context, you know, like, that's a bit more fair to, like, you know, Romon evolving last episode. Because it's like, okay, yeah, like, she did learn something, it just wasn't, like, as far as I would have kind of hoped, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, this is sticking is what I'm getting at it.
Yeah, like I said, I do agree that she probably shouldn't have evolved last episode.
Yeah. But yeah, like, Takao's like, hey, like, what if Digimon disappears? She's like, oh, like, that's just normal because there's data or whatever, and he's like, oh, well, you know, sorry I couldn't, like, come to, like, any answers here, but he's like, yo, thanks for helping me, Rika-chan, and Rika's like, hey, call me that again and I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, she's not a fan, she's not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Also, we did skip a little bit earlier where when he's talking to Henry, and Henry's like, well, not everything lasts forever, you know? And Takado's like, what are you saying?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it gives a bit of, like, philosophical insight into it, kind of a weird way.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, yeah, we're getting a bit more about Henry, you know, alright.
Yeah, he's very thoughtful, very... philosophical.
Yeah. So, like, Takao's like, yo, trying to figure out what it can do. And then, meanwhile, like, we get a scene where, like, let's bring this up. We finally learn what the heck the organization's about. It's like, it's the biggest thing that happens in the episode, basically.
Yeah, they watch They keep the appearance of Digimon under surveillance.
So I looked into this just to make sure. So, like, before you did mention that it's like hypnosis is like a Lovecraft thing.
More so than that, it's like the Greek god of something.
Yeah, so I looked up, like, Hypnos is the Greek god of sleep and, like, dreams.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and, like, his big thing is he blah blah blah. He lives in the underworld, like, where, quote-unquote, there's, like, no light and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, that's, like, why they're in this dark, underground, presumably, like, you know, bunker area, where, you know, they're just lit by, like, the screens and stuff, right? Yeah.
I think it's just because it's a big, cool computer screen that would look cooler in the dark.
And I'd believe that there's, like, some inspiration there, that it's like, oh yeah, this is like the underworld or something. Or supposed to be, like, you know, like, more of a reference to it or whatever. But yeah, it's also a book by Lovecraft where it's, like, just long short of it, which feels extremely relevant. There's this sculptor who finds a guy, and the guy's like, hey, we should take drugs and, like, mentally explore other worlds. And they, like, explore other worlds, and, like, you know, his friend wakes up one day, he's like, oh, dude, we can't go to sleep ever, because if we go to sleep, we'll just age, like, years of our life away, and we'll just get super screwed up, because I saw too far, man. And, like, you know, they try not to sleep, and, like, it turns out the friend disappears, and, like, the cops eventually, like, find out, like, they come in because of, I think, drugs or something, and the cops are like, oh, hey, your friend never existed, and the sculptor looks over, and there's just a statue in his room of the guy, and it just says Hypnos.
Okay.
So it's like, alright, yeah, maybe it was like, you know, maybe it was the god of dreams, or like, maybe he just dreamt up this, like, image or something, like, something weird like that. But yeah, relevant part is that it's like, yeah, Hypnos is a thing about, like, exploring, quote-unquote, the world of dreams. Like how, like, you know, the Hypnos in this series is trying to explore the digital world and, like, you know, keep tabs on the information, basically. So yeah, that's the connection, and it's like, alright, that makes a lot more sense now. But yeah, they're monitoring the data, blah blah. I can't talk today. They're monitoring the data, and they see this weird, like, image appear on the screen. They're just like, oh, we've never seen, like, something with a pattern like this before. That's not a wild Digimon. So they're, like, trying to track it. So we cut back to the kids. Turns out everyone's Digimon starts disappearing because they get too close to the place.
Yeah, but at this point, Guilmon has at this point, Guilmon has vanished.
Yeah, they get to the place, like, Takao goes back the same way he came for some reason, and Guilmon just disappears. It's like, oh... Oh jeez, that's Guilmon. Like, we guess...
Dude just vanishes.
Yeah. And it's very unsettling. So yeah, I think I actually did see this episode as a kid, but I didn't remember much of it. I just remember, like, the Digimon, like, you know, like, glitching out like that, like, you know, with the weird stack effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone just sort of gets together. They, like, start trying to track down where Guilmon is, because he's still appearing on the Digivice. Like, they can still search for him.
Yeah, the tracker flares up and they can follow it.
Yeah. But it's like their Digimon are starting to glitch out too when they get close to the place. So, like, Henry and Rika are just like, okay, yeah, like, we should leave our Digimon behind and just do this on our own.
Except Rika's like, why do I care? I'm going home with Ren of mine.
Yeah, and they start going and Rika just comes back immediately like, okay, I guess I'll help you dweebs out.
Yeah, pretty
Baka.
much. Rika's being very tsundere.
Just extremely soon this episode. I forget when exactly it happens, but somewhere, like, while they're, like, searching around, like, they find out that, like, whatever the cause of this is, like, you know, or wherever Guilmon is, like, at the end of this, like, drainage tunnel. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's where Hypnos is testing their thing.
Yeah.
I think it just deletes digital information from the real world.
Yeah, so I made sure to screenshot this. Cause, like, we go away to, like, Hypnos, and they're like, oh yeah, there's, like, something on, like, you know, Shinjuku or whatever, and there's like, okay, like, you know, it's time to use our new program. It's like, oh, but that hasn't been tested. And the guy who's like, I forget what his name is, the guy in the suit that's like, you know, in charge of all this.
Yeah.
But he's like, yo, we can't be bound by the rules of men who don't understand that their reality is being invaded by the digital world or something. And he, like, takes that phone and it has the program on it, and the program's called YouGoth.
I'm gonna guess that's a Lovecraft, Lovecraft creature also.
Yes.
Or Hypnos isn't a Lovecraft creature, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I looked this up too, because of course.
I should have. I didn't even think to.
Yeah. So what YouGoth specifically is it's like, it's a planet that's like at the edge of the solar system in Lovecraft's like mythos. You know, it's like the secret 10th planet, except, you know, Pluto's not a planet anymore. So it's the secret 9th planet. And, like, what YouGoth, like, basically is, it's a weird red, like, pulsating planet that's full of magma and crap, so it, like, glows and, like, you know, it's basically, like, just a giant, weird, beating heart planet.
Which means somebody probably told Lovecraft about red giants, and he went off on this crazy headcanon.
Yeah. It's big this is like, it's a planet of like, you know, effing like alien cities that live in the dark basically. So there's like, oh, you know, theme come back maybe of like, you know, people being in the dark, I guess. But it's like, more importantly, it's like known for having 3 moons that all have like different, you know, like stuff going on with them. So like, you look at what like YouGoth actually is, just skipping ahead a bit, like when they actually launched the thing, like launched the program. And if I just bring this up real quick. Oh, YouGoth, okay, yes. But yeah, it's like a weird red light with like 3 balls around it. And it's like, okay, yeah, so it's like the planet and the moons. It's like, okay. Alright, I see where they're going with this, maybe. Well, it's mostly just a reference, but still, you know, like, I get the idea at least now.
Yeah. Good thing you bothered to look it up, because I didn't catch any meaning behind that at all.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention, like, they launched YouGoth, and it's like such bad 90s CG.
Fortunately, we only see it for like a second.
Yeah. Like, I'm fairly sure it's like, oh yeah, they're kind of aware that this didn't look amazing. So there's like, alright, well, let's like have this do its thing, and it'll just look confusing as heck for like a second. Which was totally the right call.
Yeah. Hey, at least the evolution from rookie to champion is like like, I don't know if it's hand animated, but
yeah. I believe it's like, you know, hand animated, because that's like, you know, I don't think computer animation was like more of a thing back then, right?
Yeah. The point I'm trying to get across is it actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah. the evolution sequences look super good, honestly.
Yeah, I will say that I'm pretty sure that from Champion to Ultimate, it's 3D models again.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
I think it is.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that crap.
Let me Google. I'll do a YouTube search real quick.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the kids go through the drainage pipe, and they just find, like, a big staticky ball thing. And it's like, oh, Guilmon's in there, so they just go inside. And like, oh hey, there's the Guilmon. He's like tied up with like glitched tendrils. And he's just like, oh hey Takano, you wanna play? And Takao's like, now's not the time. But yeah,
nice 240p quality.
Amazing. Man, does this mean if I, like, upload the evolution sequence, I would have, like, the best quality upload of that on YouTube?
Potentially. There might be better quality videos somewhere, I just... from Champion to Ultimate, it's 3D models.
Man, I'm interested in how it's gonna look, because, like... I know the CG in, like, Digimon has not aged spectacularly well, but, like, at least to me, it's like, it hits that, like, you know, old school, like, you know, like, JRPG, like, animated CG cutscene feel, right?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I feel like there's, like, a cool look to that. It's probably completely from my nostalgia, but, like, I think there's, like, a cool, like, you know, feel to that type of animation.
Yeah. Also, hold on. It might just be Growlmon to War Growlmon. Yeah, because Talmon's is animated.
Yeah, it's going with tradition, I suppose. Only the main character's Digimon gets the CG form. Everyone else gets the boring 2D ones. They're gonna hold up way better.
Yeah,
how lame.
Talmon's evolution looks way better than War Growlmon's.
Oh boy.
Maybe hidden. I could see not Mega Galgamon, but Gargamon. Oh god, what's it called? Rapidmon.
Yeah.
I can see Rapidmon using the 3D model. I'm watching it right now. Oh no!
Does he get the 3D?
Yeah, he gets the 3D.
Oh man. I wonder if like they only did do it for Talmon then. That's very weird.
I bet it's because Talmon just didn't look good in CG.
Oh my god, that's probably it. That's probably totally it.
Yeah, because War Growlmon is like big shapes, and so is Rapidmon.
Yeah.
And Talmon looks like a human shape.
Oh, that's super weird. That feels so odd.
Wait, so what about Talmon to Sakuyamon? I don't remember. Here we go.
Oh man.
This is absolutely nothing to do with like what we were watching for the podcast and everything.
Yeah, I'm not even watching these clips because I want to be surprised when it happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
The evolution to Sakuyamon is also animated. Oh wait, is it?
You know what? I think the evolution to Gallantmon's actually 3D.
It is.
Yeah, if I remember right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Sakuyamon's animated, and it looks great.
Oh, man.
And then I'm gonna guess Mega Gargamon. Yep, 3D model, there it is.
So Rika just gets quote-unquote shafted then. Oh, man. Yeah, so they save Guilmon, and the big, like, U-Goth, just whatever the crap program thing just hits the barrier again. And they're like, oh, we gotta get out of here. And they do, and they're like, oh, I'm sure glad Guilmon's safe now. And, like, that, if I remember right, that's just the episode, isn't it?
Yeah, not a lot happens.
Yeah, it's mostly the explanation of, like, what the heck hypnos is. Cause, like, I'm looking through it, it's like, yeah, like, Guilmon starts glitching out, Takao gets really worried about her. We learn about hypnos, Guilmon disappears, and then, you know, Takao feels really bad and they save him, and that's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like, at least they did, like, introduce the drainage pipe, I guess, but yeah, huh?
Yeah, there's just that little moment where Takado's sitting in class and his teacher talks about the drainage pipe.
Yeah. So, like, I do will at least point out, and this episode was okay, I didn't really feel much from it.
It's fine.
Yeah. Like,
It sets up Hypnosis Yugoth thing.
I know it's not quite the same, but I just imagine, like, the effing, like, you know, I'm just remembering back, I should say. Just remembering back to the episode of, like, effing Pokemon, where, like, Pikachu says goodbye, and just how much more of a gut punch that was. And it's like, oh, I can't be praising Pokemon or Digimon, it's a Digimon podcast. But, you know, honestly, yeah, they kinda did do it better.
Sorry, they did what better?
Like, you know, having the main character's, like, partner go away.
Oh.
Because, like, yeah, you can't tell you didn't, like, listen to that song when that, like, happened, and you weren't like, oh my god, no Pikachu.
I mean, I didn't really. What the heck?
Wait, did your cat type out, I'm a person?
No, he's trying to. He's in one of those moods. Get out of there! Get out of there! God, I forgot what I was gonna say. It depends on when the Pokemon or Digimon or whatever is getting released or leaving or disappears or whatever. Like, I wasn't worried about Guilmon, not only because I've seen this before, but even if I hadn't, it's like, okay, well, this is like episode 8, or 7. Guilmon's not going anywhere.
And, I feel like, you know, they could still, like, fake you out, right? Like, well, may not me specifically, but, like, you know, at least make it feel like a bigger thing, you know?
In the beginning of the series, I'd never believe it.
Yeah.
And then oh, Pikachu's leaving Ash. Oh, I totally believe that the mascot is leaving the main character.
Yeah, as to be fair, like it's the song, you know? It's like, there's, like, such an emotional song over it. It's like, oh man, they're really playing this up as, like, it's less, is this going to happen, more like, oh, I don't want it to happen. Because they just do their damnedest.
Maybe it would work on me when I was a kid, which is the target age group anyways, but like, if I watch the scene as an adult, it's like, okay, like, I get it. Pikachu's not actually gonna leave, though.
And one guess, like, they could have probably gone harder and made this more of, like, an impactful thing. Obviously honestly made the episode a bit more memorable, I think.
I don't think they're trying to get an emotional reaction out of the Guilmon thing as much as they were trying to set up Hypnosis program and whatnot.
Yeah.